Without truth, everything falls apart, and lies and deceit become the truth that some accept. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to thank you for joining in on another Walk with Christ podcast and welcome you in as we go down this path together, as we go through this journey of walking with Christ together. I also want to extend a thank you to everybody who's decided to subscribe. I appreciate that. I appreciate every single one of you that have decided to join in this journey to walk with Christ together. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, feel free to do so. Feel free for those who have subscribed to go ahead and just share. And even if you haven't subscribed, you can still share it and like and put comments in. This is about a community, y'all. And I just wanted to make sure that this platform, what we're doing in here, is all about glorifying God. All about glorifying God. And I'm just appreciative of the fact that God has put me in a place to be able to take that journey with you and to be able to, let the Spirit move in me and see how the Spirit, as you share, is moving in you. It's amazing to be able to hear and be able to join in that way, everyone. And I'm just grateful that He's put me in a place to be able to, support whomever in that way as we continue down this journey together. All right, y'all. So what we talked about last time was jumping into an Armor of God series. And that's what we're going to start here today. And that's going to be one thing to where we're just going to kick this off right away with a verse from Ephesians 6, verse 14. And this is what it says. And I'm only going to read part of it because we're going to take this one segment at a time. Stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist. So we're going to stop there. Buckled around your waist, because we're focusing in today on the belt of truth and what that really means for us and how we live in that daily, as far as presenting the whole armor of God as we continue through this series. And the belt of truth is so important. And let's just fundamentally start with truth. Now, in previous videos, I've talked about, and it's talked about in the Word more importantly, truth being the Word. And it's so, when we talk about this, the image of the armor of God and how that is put together, the belt of truth holds everything else together. And that translates to us to, without truth, without the Word holding everything together in our lives, things fall apart. And it's important because if we are not connecting with that truth, if we're not making that truth the foundation of how we operate, how we approach things, how we experience things, then it's going to fall apart. No other aspect of the armor of God is going to work. And what is the armor of God, present in your life for? It's to, one, protect you from the deceit that the devil can bring into your life. And two, to keep true to what you need to do to live a life that is pleasing to God. When we make sure that we are one with that truth, that we make sure that that belt of truth is secured around us, that is as it needs to be in our lives, then that truth will guide us to the things in life that we need in order to live that life, again, that is pleasing to God. We have a lot of things around us that propel themselves as things that are true. And when we have the Word, which is our God, that gives us that connection to what it really is, it's one of those opportunities in being able to have that guide in our life to where it goes from the beginning of time to the end of time. So it gives us a viewpoint that no other text outside of it referencing the Word can give us. And it's important that you lean on that you seek that you desire that in your life. Because we know that God will give us what our hearts desire. So if your heart is not desiring the Word, then what is in your desires will be what is in front of you. And if you desire the truth is what's going to be in front of you. If you desire other things, then that's what's going to be in front of you. And if you're not seeking the truth, but you act as though the truth is important to you, it's going to be hard for you to see what the truth is, no matter whether it's plain in front of your face or not. Because we often at times, for some people, we say we want something, but we don't act in a way that is true to what we say. And if we want the truth to guide us, we have to live in that way. We have to live in a way to where we're open to it. The truth can sometimes hurt, right? Well, sometimes the truth only hurts when we don't want the truth to be what guides us, or we don't want the truth to attack a part of us that because of our sinful nature we actually have a fondness for. There's things in life that I can think back to where, man, I had a fondness. My flesh was connected with something in such a way I was like, God, I see what you're saying in the Word, but I'm so connected with this because of my flesh. It's hard for me to lose a grip of it to be able to live in your truth. So what do we think is going to happen with that? When you live in that way, in double-mindedness, in lukewarmness, how can He use you if you're not letting His truth guide you? It's important. You need to make sure that, as has been said by so many, that His way is greater than your way. His way is the best way for your way. It needs to be lockstepped. Because if it's not lockstepped, then you're going to lose where you need to step along in your path. And again, as I've referenced so many times in the past and previous podcasts, you're going to find yourself amongst the lost instead of amongst His light. His truth will guide you to the place that you should want to be. That place being heaven as that day draws nearer for you. When you sit here and you live in the truth that connects to your flesh, and man, it could be so deceiving, right? Because that connection, that feeling when you have that connection, that deceit and it feeling so good to you, feeling so good to how it's felt to me in the past. But the thing I've found is that there is no rest in lies. There is no peace in lies. There is no joy in lies. We may deceive ourselves to allowing ourselves to believe all that, but it's not there. We convince ourselves that it's there. We surround ourselves sometimes with like-minded people to be our cheer squad for our own demise, but it doesn't end up being true. Because when you really have some of those moments to yourself where you're really thinking through some things are coming to your mind that you push to the back of your mind when you're around other people sometimes. You know, for some of you, you know the things that you're doing, the way that you're living ain't right. You know it. But you still continue to persist anyway because your flesh is winning in your life. And yet, if you choose to live in truth, for some people, there's a concern about how that will alter your current state for some of you. I'm going to tell you all right now, there is no, and I mean no, peace in keeping up with the lies of this world. No. Truth in the Word may make changes in your life, but you have to ask yourself, do you want those changes to happen when you have a choice? When you have the will to be able to do that yourself? Or do you want those changes to come to your mind when it's too late? And I'm not the one to decide what that looks like, as far as if and when it's too late. That's God. God is going to make that call. There are certain things in the Word that talk to that, but ultimately God is going to make that choice, because He's the only one that can judge you. And what I will say is that the Word is there for you. Brothers and sisters like myself are there for you. The truth is something that you follow out of obedience and faith. We have a lot of things in the world that claim themselves to be truths. But how do you know? How do you know? People could say, how do you know the Bible's true? Some people lean on, scientific explanations. Some people lean on what the timeline has shown us and been expressed to us. But let's get right down to it. When those things come out, they're coming out from different various people in all different places. Some that claim to be experts, some that claim that have high-level degrees and all this other stuff. You have to know in your heart. Because no matter who says what, if you don't believe it, that truth is not going to guide you to what ultimately matters. And for me, what matters is that relationship with God is continually built, continually, having an opportunity for growth in me. That in that journey, that I am doing the things that honor God. That's what's important to me. You have to decide upon what is important to you and what you are willing and not willing to live with. I always say, when people live a certain way, you can't force them to change. They have to be willing to change. Now, you can shine a light on something. You can plant a seed with something, but ultimately, each and every one of us have to make our own choices on what we believe to be true and what we believe not to be true. So as many convincing arguments, as debates, thoughts that cross your path, if your heart is hardened, ultimately it's not going to matter until you soften it. You soften it. Then you have to ask yourself, why is my heart hardened if you're one of those people? Based off of what premise? Is it because you're trying to protect yourself against something? You're concerned with the state of things that could transpire if you're that vulnerable? Or because you can't see it in front of you, because you can't touch it, it's not real to you? Here's the thing. One way or another, you're going to be following a truth throughout life. You're either going to be following the truth of what you perceive and believe, and how you shape and mold that truth to be what's important to you. You're gonna follow the truth of what other people tell you and what they shape and mold that truth to be, and any agendas that are intertwined in all that. Truth comes in different forms from different people and different sources. The source I believe in is the main source, the original source, in our Heavenly Father. I know if I follow that truth, if I follow the path that He has for me in that truth, then I'll never be lost. And I'll always will be able to connect in the other aspects of who I am, being the full armor of God, because I hold that truth to be what's most important in what I am doing in this life, in all aspects. And when I do find myself stepping into a thought, a feeling, a way that could be veering me in the direction of being lost, then I have something to put my eyes on. I have something to reference that'll bring me back. And the more you know the truth, the quicker you can come back to it. The more you can stay in what's most important, the more you can be available and open to doing His work. Brothers and sisters, I'll tell you right now, the world is going to continue to put things in front of us that are claimed to be a truth that sometimes can distract you from what is the truth. And in some ways, in the world, we will see many examples of people living in the truth that is going to be such an amazing and wonderful witness for us all. But the main thing about truth that comes up is that you have to be able to discern what you see in this world and of this world. Because temptation is there. Something that is commonly brought up in this podcast. And in order to not get distracted by the temptations, you have to be more devoted to the truth. So, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you this. This is, again, the first of the Armor of God series. Next, we're going to go into the breastplate of righteousness. But in this podcast, if you're not in the truth, it would be almost easy to say that you're finding yourself potentially lost in the world. Let the truth guide you. Be in prayer, as we're going to talk about later in this Armor of God Armor of God series, And just make sure you are with God in your relationship with Him to go down this path. And we're here for you as well in this Walking with Christ podcast community. It's not just me. There's others that have already subscribed. There's people who are in the background, doing this work. There are other podcasts that are doing great things, and not even people that are doing podcasts, but also people that are just out there doing work, and you don't see what they're doing. They're doing it in a different way. The ministry is calling them to operate in a different way, and what God is working in you for whatever ministry you are either currently a part of or will be a part of, or whatever God is doing to operate in your life, and the thing that you may be not doing because you're not seeking truth that is holding you back from being able to live that life. I encourage you, brothers and sisters, to take those steps into the truth. Take those steps into the light. And let's continue to walk with Christ together. God bless.